Okay, so all of us are wanting to become designers, but per se, we all land up just thinking about design and designer and creativity, and that's about it. Okay, so agar aisa hota, so there would be plentiful designers in the industry. And when we really actually see people who are doing well or people that we talk about, the labels that are there are just a handful of them, and they've been there for a very long time, and very few new entrants have come that way. Okay. Having said that, becoming a fashion designer doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a label. It doesn't necessarily mean you start with a bang. Okay, you can start gradual, you can start small, and there's a lot more within this industry that you can really look at from a career point of view. Okay, so the idea basically is to make money. Now, if everybody would have switched on their cameras, I would have asked you to just raise your hand and tell me. But uh, offhand, I can just tell you this.
Okay.
With two people, Lovepreet and Ashita and Tanuj. No, okay, so what's your name? I'll keep calling you Tanuj otherwise.
Uh, my name is Tanuj.
Your name is Tanuj. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought your brother's name. Okay, that's a different one. Okay. Okay, so Tanuj and Ashita and Lovepreet, what is it that you think you want to do? Why do you want to become designer? The ultimate goal.
Okay, so as a matter of fact, as everybody knows, monetary needs are the basic goals that everyone wants to reach.
Yes.
So, but for me, if you look at the different aspect of designing, I feel in India there's a lot more, to unearth everything, because there are a lot more fabrics. If you go in certain areas, there's something different. If you go other area, there's something different. So that difference is like, I need that, I want that. That is why it attracts me a lot.
Okay, so
Every
you need that difference. I understand. You do all of that. I understand. Uh, but please ensure on one thing, whatever track you go to, that it's a plethora of creative things flowing, whether it's in this country or anywhere else. But the end result is that if you take that up, you want to make money out of it, and you want to
yes,
look at
yeah,
ways to do that, right? So the end result is just that. So let's keep it to this and
yes,
let's have that clarity. Okay, so
mhm,
now, whether, like you said, there are too many things that we can do, so whatever you would like to do, we still need to understand what all is available. Okay, so I will quickly run you through the entire process of how this industry works. Okay, if you wish to ask me a question and stop me where I am, you can do that. Otherwise, if you wish to just note it down and keep the questions till the end of the presentations, we will do that. Considering all these people who are right now just quietly listening and not really participating, uh, आपके लिए भी please raise questions, because the more you ask, the more you will learn, the more you will understand. Okay, so let me start, and let's take you through what designers do. Okay, is the screen visible to all of you?
yes, ma'am.
Brilliant. Okay, here we go. Let me put this on the side. All right. So what do successful designers do? Now, the answer to this is, before you understand what they do, you need to understand what fashion is. Okay. Like I said, a lot of people think that um, being a designer is all about creativity. Okay. Because I'm good in arts, I would like to be a fashion designer. Because I like to create, I like to be a fashion designer. So everything just comes in one word to arts and creativity. And then everybody thinks that, oh, you know what, I'll have to study a lot if I take up engineering, or I'll have to study a lot for commerce, or I'll have to study a lot about other stuff. So might as well, this looks like an easier option to me, so I will take that. So no. So fashion is a fusion of art, engineering, science, business, technology. Now, when I say art, because it is more about visual representations. You have to understand how colors go together. You have to understand how the look is put together. What kind of fabric are you using? What kind of fall are you trying to give? What kind of body type you are working on? So when I'm trying to look at a body type that I work on, I am actually getting into engineering my fits. If I'm looking at colors, I'm looking at the psychology of colors, the science of colors that affects me. Okay. Now, for example, again, like I said, a fun fact, in 1800s, there was the colors that we give for a baby boy and a baby girl is a pink and a blue. That used to be it used to be absolutely opposite. In the 1800s, pink was the color for boys and blue was for girls. Reason being, they thought that blue was a more dainty color, more pastel, more lighter, more softer color. Therefore, it is for the girl. And pink was derived out of red. And red is a very passionate color. Red is a very strong color, more energy, more everything. So therefore, that was meant for boys. But then it got changed over time. So today it's baby pink for girls and baby blue for boys. Then we have an engineering bit of it. So engineering is, like I said, how do you get the right fits? Okay, how do you put things together as a garment, as a piece of garment for accessories, etc. There's a lot of science involved in it also. And when we say science, we also include technology. Now, today you look at all these virtual reality fashion shows coming in. You look at virtual reality mirrors that are there. You look at, okay, you'll have to mute yourself, dear, whoever that is in the background. Mona, you'll need to mute yourself, please. Okay. So, yeah, so you have all these, virtual reality mirrors that come to you, they talk to you. There are certain chips that are made these days, that can track you wherever you are. I don't know if you know it. Again, a fun fact that there are some shoes that are made for kids and for elderlies that will, if they fall or if they're imbalanced or if they're not able to stand for long, it sends a message to somebody in the house, whoever is connected with them, and they get to know and they run and they come back and they come to the rescue because that chip has given a message there. Okay, so that's another thing. Then we all know that all these big brands have their knockoffs, right? So Burberry has got this one little chip that they make in every garment. And if the garment does not have that chip, means it's a knockoff. It's not an original Burberry. Okay, so that technology and science is a big combination in this industry. For that matter, even some of these adaptive clothings for, let's say, visually impaired people, for them also, they have these special shops organized where the tags talk to them and they tell them that this is the color, this is the fabric that you're looking at, this is the style you're looking at. So it's an interactive thing. So technology is way. Also in construction, sometimes you go to these big factories, you don't sit and cut patterns in with scissors. No, you have these big layers of fabric and they're all cut at once. So artificial intelligence, robots, everything is in this industry also. And so is business. So if you are in this business, you would want to start looking at it. If you're becoming a fashion designer, unless, like I said, if you don't make money, it's just creative world for you. There's nothing beyond that. So in order to achieve that ultimate goal, we need business happening. Okay. So basically, designers, they follow a process right from the concept to creation. So they decide on what they want to, what range they want to create and how to put it to an end product, but also how to take it all the way to the consumers for them to be able to buy. Okay, so that's what encompasses the entire process of the designer's world. Now, when I say concept, I mean deciding of this season, this is what is going to be made. Okay, now that will depend whether what your consumers want, whether you want to do fast fashion, which is high speed fashion, or you want to do couture fashion. Okay, both these will have separate consumers. So your mindsets, your thought processes, everything from the concept to the consumer will depend whether you are catering to a fast fashion or to a couture fashion. Okay, now let's divide this further, and then we will take it in two different categories of creativity and the execution part of it. Now, to reach a consumer, you have to execute a lot of things and then take it forward. Okay, now your creativity will be more on research, inspirations, conceptualizations, market intelligence. Execution will be again exploration of what creations you are looking at, your R&D you've done and your research you've done, but what you will do at exploration. Then sourcing of material, stitching, styling, sales and marketing. So all of this is concept to consumer, different departments. Okay. Now you can choose your specializations as and when, whatever you think you're very good at, you can keep putting it. But the idea is that you have to understand and learn all of this at one time. Okay. Now, when I say creativity, creativity by and large has a design department. Okay. Now, within that design department, you will have various sub departments where you will have one, like I said, an R&D department. Now, this research department, the R&D department, will look at all the catwalks of the season, of the previous seasons, what sold, what did not sell, why did something sell better than the other, okay, and what style. So even if it did not sell very well, what element of that design or that collection was better? Was the fabric better, or was the fabric that did not do? So maybe this season I can use the same style with a different fabric. So whatever that would be, so that catwalk research is very important. Okay. Then what are the colors? What are the textiles? What are the prints? What are the key items? What are the design capsules? So when I see all of this in totality, the research department has to go 2 seasons, same season. So if it's autumn winter, so 2 autumn winters earlier, or that's the minimum they have to go back. Okay. Now, when you look at a trend forecasting, when it's done on, on a larger scale, they look at 5 years. Okay. So 5 seasons they look at for every state, every continent, every country. So they all put together and then they come up with different trends and forecasts for different categories for different continents. Okay. However, India does not fall into that, though Asia is the continent, but we don't really follow because we have a very diverse culture. So we never get to follow any particular, uh, forecast, because we as Indians, we wear these clothes mostly on occasions, and all these occasions are very traditional. Okay, so we'll have to stick to that. But yes, when we go buy our Western clothing, that's where we see, okay, this is the trend and this is the colors, etc. So this research department talks about that. Now, when I say key items, so for example, the latest now, autumn winter 21, 2021, 22, the key items there are maybe they have hardware for your garments, which means, now supposing if you see what I'm wearing, I have a button here. Now, if I don't use this button and I will put it together with a chain, so that's the hardware that I'm using. I can use a lot of brooches, I can use a lot of metal stuff. So that's the hardware thing that is in. The other thing that is in is detachable pockets. The other thing is layered shoulders. So there's a lot of things that are there, which is they come up as key items. The trims that are to be used in the autumn winter 21 is also only made up of fabric. So that's what, you know, the research department does. They will keep these key items and then they will start working on it and understanding what the past and the future and what are we going to do now. All of this is then combined. Now there is another department, which is the design department, the core design department. There also they have a team who just sits and does inspirational work. Now inspiration can come from anywhere. It can be art, it can be music, it can be anything. It also can be some social economical thing happening. It can be some political thing happening around. So we just pick up, you know, for example, pandemic happening. So a lot of people are not really buying too many clothes. Fast fashion has taken a back seat. So now for the couple of next seasons, things are going more on sustainability and classic fashions. So classic fashion would mean something like, you know, your mom's Banarsi saris that they had, you know, बहुत पुरानियां पड़ी हैं, or something which you can invest in, buy expensive clothing, but you can repeat it. There is no point, you know, throwing it away. So that's sustainable factor that people are starting to look at now. Also, because the environment is going haywire, you want to preserve that. So you kind of get tilted towards organic stuff. So now you have fibers like, you know, the milk fibers, and you have rose fibers, and you know, all these organic fibers that you get. So people are getting tilted towards that as well. So that's what this inspiration thing will happen. So whatever the situation, the current scenarios are, creativity will also take inspiration from there. Okay. Then whatever we have done right now, the research department has given a certain feedback, inspiration department has done something. Now the design department has another section which kind of analyzes everything. They brainstorm on all the various key notes that have been given by the first two teams. Okay. And then they start innovating on the silhouettes, on the prints, on the colors, etc. Okay. Then it kind of, we look at market intelligence, which means now what is the trend? What is my competition doing in the market? What kind of pricing are they doing? Okay. So I could be selling something, mera cost price uska 200 rupees hai, but if I'm trying to sell it for 2000 rupees, and I'm trying to say, I don't know how many people are you from Delhi itself, but let's see, if I'm trying to sell it in Karol Bagh, I'll never be able to sell something of that pricing in Karol Bagh market, because there'll be a lot many more cheaper options available. So if I have to go to that market, I will have to see the pricing of my competition. Okay. And then I have to understand what my consumer behavior is, what my consumer thought process is, and I will start pricing my stuff, my product accordingly. Okay. So that's where the creative department comes in. Now we talk about execution. Execution has more various departments where you can, look at as a career thing. One is a sampling department. Remember, we talked about your research work happening and then innovation happening. Innovations happen at at the sampling department. We'll come back to that. We'll, elaborate on it again. Then we have a sourcing department. Once your designs are finalized, while the sampling is happening, your sourcing department is more like somebody who goes and purchase. Isko purchase department bol sakte hain. So they go and they start looking out of the best quality, best match to the designs that we have, and the best pricing that we can get. So कहाँ से कौन सा चीज लाना है, ट्रिम्स कहाँ से लाएंगे, फैब्रिक कहाँ से लाएंगे, डाई कहाँ से कराएंगे, प्रिंटिंग कहाँ से कराएंगे, प्रिंट क्वालिटी कैसा होगा. तो वो सोर्सिंग डिपार्टमेंट का काम होता है. If you are working in a smaller a unit or a smaller designer unit, वहां पे everybody, an assistant designer is going to do all of this. तो शाहपुर जाट में आप जाके वही डिजाइनर प्रोडक्शन भी देख रहा होता है, वही डिजाइनर डाई वाले के पास भी बैठा होता है कि भाई इसका कलर ऐसा करना है, इसका कलर ऐसा करना है. वही एम्ब्रॉयडर के पास भी जाता है. सो वो सारी सोर्सिंग खुद ही कर लेते हैं. ठीक है. बट देन these are the areas where you, even if you're not in that department, if you're in a smaller unit, even then you will need to understand all of this. Then there's a production department. So once the designs are, the samples are approved, you know where to get your materials from, source it, go back to your production department. And then of course, while the production is happening and post-production, before packaging, before getting into the market, there's a merchandising and quality assurance department. So quality control and assurances is another thing. These two are very important departments, okay? And the most important department is, of course, the marketing, which will come later. So here's what we do when we do explorations. Now, explorations will be putting together of your ideas, inventories, what you have in the store, what you don't have, your artistries, what you have looked at, the elements that really makes your garment stand out. So there has to be some kind of a focus point there. Okay. Artistry could be your embroidery. Artistry could be your silhouette. Artistry could also be a play of your drapes. It can be anything. So it's a design thing. And that is what, when you kind of explore, when you are innovating, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to mix and match. You're trying to put things together, see what you can innovate. This is very important, specifically in a designer scenario. And of course, a brand scenario as well. If you are not doing something original, and if you are a copy, I was reading this article 2 days back where, people were talking about plagiarism, and people were talking about how designers are copying other designers. And a very, very prominent thing that came up was Anamika Khanna said, because she's the one who has created the silhouette of wearing saris, a sari drape with trousers. So she's the one who pioneered it. But every upcoming designer, every small boutique or anybody, they just have started copying it. And it has just kind of lost its sense of how original a design can be. So it's not in their hands. And it's a very sad thing and a debatable thing, because nobody has an IPR on fashion design, because something is inspired by something. So a lot of people say, no, we got inspired by her. But well, if you're copying it directly, it's not really inspiration. So your exploration is where you need to start getting your originalities from. And these originalities will become your signature styles. I don't know how many of you have heard of Rohit Bal. So he has his signature style. He makes this flower because he is from Kashmir. He has this flower, a lily that specifically is from Kashmir. He uses that in all his designs. He uses it with prints, with embroideries, with brooches, with buttons also. So he will put it somewhere or the other. Okay. Masaba uses these floral prints. So when she was working as head designer with Satyapal, her collections, her sari collections were all with floral prints. Okay, so that is where you start building up your signature styles. So exploration is really, really important. It's like a क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Base of your building. Okay, then like I said, sourcing department वो आपको आपकी costing में भी help करता है. वो हर जगह से आपको, because remember, a designer has to be a designer only if they have the perfect fits, if they have the perfect quality, okay, and the perfect materials. So they cannot compromise on that. That is why they are expensive. Not because they have a name. They build up on the name because of all these qualities that they come in. And this sourcing department will help you on this. Sourcing department will also ensure whatever vendor they are approving of will be able to supply stuff to you on time. Because aapko, while you're doing this, you will have to start working on your TNA plans, your time and action plans. And the suppliers, the vendors play a very important part. And sourcing people are the mediators between the production, the designers, and the vendors. Okay. Then comes the production or the stitching department. Now, stitching department will start working and they will make all your collections, whatever your designs are made. So when these designs are made, like I had explained earlier, every designer, the sampling bit, the sampling department will first make at least 5 samples. Okay. Now, out of those 5 samples, because they'll have a first sample, then they will have a second sample. So out of all these 5 samples, they will mix and match, or sometimes just pick up as it is. They'll pick up a design and then they will want to put it in production. When the production is made of that sample, the tailors are given an order sheet which has these spec sheets, specifications, कितना हमारे को बड़ा डार्ट डालना है, कितना हमारे को बटन्स डालना है, बटन का साइज क्या होगा, जिपर का साइज क्या होगा, thread count kya hoga when I'm using the thread. So even the color combination, everything is given as a specification sheet. Okay. And the order sheet. Now these specification sheets, etc., are made by the merchandisers. Remember we said merchandising department and quality and assurance and everything. So these are made by the merchandisers. And then these merchandisers will talk to all the various departments, including this sourcing department. And then they will tell you this particular range will take about so many days or so many weeks to complete. Okay, this is what the production costing would be. So one, there is a sampling cost that is done by the designers. Then when it goes into production, then the production cost is done by the merchandisers. Okay, so there they make sure the patterns are right, because patterns, again, very, very important, because if the fits are not right, your product is going to go flat. It's never going to sell. You'll never have a repeat customer coming up. Okay, so patterns are very, very important. Just again, fun fact, in the export industry, if the pattern master is of a certain level, they are the highest paid in the industry. होंगे वो मास्टर जी, वो पैटर्न मास्टर ही होंगे, बट पूरी कंपनी में वो हाईएस्ट पेड होंगे, बिकॉज उन पे डिपेंड करता है how the quality of the final product goes. Okay, and then you have to make toils. Now toils are the mocks, we call it mocks, which is just the outline of the final garment. क्योंकि जब वो mock बनाते हैं, toil बनाते हैं, then we see कि is this what is the look that we really want. So उसकी fitting दोबारा होती है, उसका style दोबारा देखा जाता है, some tweaks have to be done. So till the toil is finalized by the designer, production does not move ahead. So it is a job of the merchandiser to ensure that the final garment that is going to be made is going to be made perfect. Once that is done, the final garment needs to now be packed and tagged in price tags, wash labels, etc. The finishing, packaging, all that has to be done. Now that has to first go through the quality assurance and the quality controller. Okay, he or she will then check whether it is going as per the industry norms or not. Okay, for example, हम जब wash care labels पहनते हैं, for any, if we are wearing, I'm sure a lot of you must be wearing some brand stuff, ready-made things. If you just check right now, you have a wash care label which is on the left side. Okay, always on the left, always 10 centimeters above the hemline. That's the industry norm. अगर वो 9 होता है या 10 हो जाता है या 9.5 हो जाता है, वो रिजेक्ट हो जाता है, वो रिजेक्ट होके चला जाता है फिर जनपद पे या सरोजनी पे. So it is, there's nothing wrong with the garment, but then technically as per the industry norm, the wash care label is not in the right position. So it is, so sometimes even the buttons, sometimes they are cross and sometimes they are equal. अगर सारे cross हैं और एक equal आ गया तो वो भी reject हो जाएगा. So those things are very, very important also in the production bit. Then it is styling and presentation. Now this is more or less half for the stylist and the fashion photographers and half for the marketing people. So this department kind of works together. Now this department also looks after the fashion shows that happen. They look at the lookbooks that are to be made, the photo shoots to be done, whether it's for your e-commerce or for your website or for your lookbook. So there'll be all different stylings, all different storytellings. So that is done by this department. Okay, so illustrations, storyboards, all of this will meet here. This will be done in connivance with the marketing department, because this eventually is going to be the face, and that's how you will start selling your product. Okay, now marketing and sales, very, very important again. Now when I say marketing and sales department, you have to look at it in different sections of how you market it. Okay, now for example, you say the distribution channels. Now these distribution channels are wholesalers. So you want to make, you are a production unit. So maybe you're not a designer, maybe you're just a production unit. You've picked up certain designs and you are making a wholesale quantity, and you're selling it to somebody like places in Chandni Chowk or any other wholesale markets. Okay, or you are a designer, you have your own stores, but you're also selling at multi-designer outlets. Now we'll come to that when we have the retailing bit. So in the retail bit, you have your flagship stores. So like Manish Malhotra, Sabyasachi, etc., they have their own flagship stores also, which is just theirs. Okay, others, then they go sell, because they cannot have these stores and they cannot manage so many stores, flagship stores, so the so-called flagship stores. So what they do is they go to all these multi-designer outlets like Azhar, like Ogan, like Benzers. So you have all these multi-designer outlets where they will have all the big time designers, they showcase their products there. So every designer will have an area in the store and their own racks. They will do their visual merchandising accordingly. Okay. Now people from um, the multi-designer stores, now they are the buyers. Okay. When we are talking about this industry, we're talking about retail merchandisers, talk about export merchandisers, and we also talk about buyers. Okay. So when you get into this industry and if you want to become a merchandiser and you say, I want to become a buyer eventually, then you will have to start with becoming a merchandiser in retail. So retail merchandisers will then gradually grow up and then they become the buyers. So when we say buyers, we mean, I don't know how many of you really know what these fashion weeks do. So I was talking to somebody yesterday, and one of the students I was interviewing, I was telling her. So these fashion weeks, they look very glamorous. Okay, यहाँ fashion shows होते हैं, page 3 के लोग आते हैं, etc., etc. But that's not how it works. When you're talking about distribution, you're also talking about a business to business, B2B. Now, fashion weeks are the B2Bs. Why? Because that's one place where the organizers, let's say we'll say Fashion Design Council of India, okay? So FDCI organizes these fashion weeks every year, okay, twice a year. One couture week, so 3 times a year. So when they have these fashion weeks happening, they invite buyers from across the globe. So different country people, they send their buyers, they come here. The fashion show, the ramp walk is basically to show these buyers how the garment will look when worn. Okay. So the buyers will sit at the ramp walk, the fashion show. They will note down what they like, what they don't like. Okay, what styles they like, what colors they like, and then they will go back after the show. Then there are stalls that are being set up by all these designers. So the buyer will go to their stall with the list of what they want. They will now go to the stall and go touch and feel. So there's a tangibility factor which they need to see, where they will see the quality control, the quality thingy that we had talked about. So how beautifully finished the garment is. So they turn the garment upside down, they look around, they touch and feel. Then they will start talking about what they want, what tweaking they want to do in the garment. Maybe the design is something. So let's say if there's a buyer that comes from UAE and the design is an absolutely off shoulder thing and very fancy sheer fabrics, so of course that market will not want that. So then they will sit with the designer and discuss that, listen, we like this outlook of your product, but then we want to tweak it, maybe add the sleeves, take a material which is a little not see-through or thicker fabric or something. So they will want to tweak about it so that that product is sellable in their market. So they sit, they discuss that, then they will negotiate, and then they will give orders. That's when the actual production of, so these pieces will go as samplings, and then when you get orders, that's when the production happens. Okay, so that's where your multi-designer outlets happen, because the buyers from these multi-designer stores will go to these fashion shows, will come back and give you orders. So that's the B2B. Okay, then there is a direct sales to customers, and then there is through franchising. Some people like to franchise. So if you want to start your business here, you've settled, people know you, you are in the heart of the designer hub city. So you want to reach out to tier 2 cities. maybe tier 3 cities, where people have the craze, they have the money, but every time they want to shop, there's a wedding in the house, they will come running to Delhi or go to Mumbai or somewhere to a metro to buy something which is worthwhile and say, oh, हम ये designer दिल्ली के designer से लेकर आए हैं, मुंबई के designer से लेकर आए. So when you have a franchise, then you pick up somebody from there who you think can actually carry and take care of your brand there. They will run their own businesses, but you get your royalties. So it's a win-win for all. The next, also specifically in today's scenario, is digital marketing. What it means is whatever you do is sell online. So it is called e-commerce. It also involves your web designing. You sell on social media. You write about your products. So that's brand awarenesses that you do. There are a lot of pop-up stores online that you want to be a part of. Also, when I had said initially that you have to have these fashion shows happening, so all these trade shows, fashion shows have now gone online also. So there are certain kind of pluses and minuses, because one plus is a very big plus that you don't really have to spend so much money building up a stall. Okay, so what you do is you make a 3D view of your store, and then you take people around and you shoot pictures, you shoot videos, etc., and then you put it online. That's one. Another big plus is that in a physical show, in a physical trade show, buyers would have to fly down. Okay, so they had to spend money, come here, live here for some time, and then do business. Now, it is not that one or two buyers that will come here. Now this thing is open to every continent, every time zone. So it is a very, very good thing. Everybody is sitting in their homes or their offices, and they're going through your your store on a 3D store online, and then they're looking at stuff, they're talking to you, they're negotiating with you. And then, of course, if they like something, if you want to still have that tangibility factor happening, you can always ship it to them. You can, courier a sample there, and you save a lot of money. So it's a good thing also. You should see the positive in everything. So pandemic has really brightened everybody's thought processes. So yes, digital marketing, even for the local markets. So a lot of, I don't know if you've been reading or not, a lot of designers have actually shut their shops because they have not been able to sustain. Nobody has gone to shop. The whole year has gone by. People have not really been shopping. Now it has picked up, of course. A lot of people are doing very, very well. A lot of my students are working with Azaz and all these multi-designer outlets, and business is happening, but it's a lot online also. So, and a lot of designers, um, unfortunately, are not very tech savvy. Those, the designers, the big time designers of today, they're not very tech savvy. So they need people who understands this business of digital marketing for them. So one very, very important sector of getting your careers in would be this. Now, again, one of my very, very old students, one of my first batch students, I just spoke to her a couple of days back. She's into digital marketing. She's on a retainership with about 10 designers. A retainership means she gets a monthly pay, okay, with 10 designers. So I'm thinking hypothetically, even if she's getting 10,000 rupees, so there's a straight on 1 lakh that she gets every month. Then she gets her share, a percentage on every sales that goes through her, through the digital marketing. So imagine the chunk of money, and I'm sure she gets more than 50 or 10,000 rupees, but just hypothetically makes it easier for me to calculate. So imagine the kind of money you can make on just digital marketing in this industry specifically. major thing, you are in demand because designers are not tech savvy at all. Okay, they're more creative people. Then retailing would be starting your own flagship stores. When I say flagship, it means your own store. Okay, you don't have a franchise, you don't have anybody else running for it, it is just your own store. Okay, then there are when you're into your own stores, you also have to look at store displays. Okay, visual merchandising, window displays. You have to understand inventory management. मेरे कौन से स्टोर में कितना माल है, कितना नहीं बिका, क्यों नहीं बिका, कितना बिक रहा है, which is a faster going thing, you know. So this is also a very important thing to know um, when we do visual merchandising. So do you realize when you're standing in the queue for shopping, for paying up, you know, final bill pay करने जाते हो, तो वहां पे knickknacks रखे होते हैं. So those knickknacks are kept not because they are not, nobody buys them, and it's not that there's something which is छोटा मोटा है, ऐसा ही है. It is something that people will not really go looking for it. Okay, and while you are standing in queue waiting for your turn to pay the bill, आप वहां पे देख रहे होते हो, या तो मैगजीन उठा रहे होते हो, या च्युइंगम उठा लेते हो, या कुछ भी निकनैक वहां पड़ा होता है, you pick it up and then you buy it. That's called impulse shopping. Okay, so that's something that you will also learn when you are learning about visual merchandising or store management or displays, etc. You will also have to understand how your consumer mindset is, your consumer behavior is. Therefore, you will have to learn consumer management. Okay. Now, all of this you will have to understand is also related to brand management. Retail, digital, other stores, wherever your brand is, wherever your designer collection is, if people don't know you, if people don't notice you, they will not come to you. So for that, brand management, very important. Okay. Okay, so to summarize it, because there is a lot of competition in the market and there's a lot of awareness in the market, there's a lot of information available for both consumers and other people about what is available for them. It becomes more difficult for a designer to create something which is likable for the consumer. Okay, which is more sellable, which is commercially viable. Okay, so to build a career in this industry, you have to, अभी मैंने जितने departments के बारे में बात किया, you will have to have a good strong knowledge on that, which means styles, trends, colors, marketing, starting your label, building it up, branding it. So your foundation for becoming a successful. So I will never say a good designer. A good designer does not mean a designer who does just good work or design good clothes. A designer, a good successful designer is somebody, even if you're just making scarves, even if you're just making handkerchiefs or pocket squares, if you're just selling that, you're a designer. I don't know how many of you have heard of, there's a store called Pins and Bows. All they do is crunchies, pins, bow ties, ties, clips. That's about it. It's a designer store. And they make plenty money because they are doing something which the market requires. They are doing something which is viable. Okay. So coming back to that, relevant education and experiential learning is the key to a successful career. When we say this, I mean at ICF specifically, everything that is taught, everything that you learn is through people from the industry. 90% of the faculty members are professionals. So you do not really come here to rote learn or learn through books. There is zero bookish knowledge. You will learn through research work. You will learn through practicality. You will learn through we have a karigar sitting in the office. In the college, we have a tailor master sitting there. So you will also learn how to handle these guys. That's very, very important. नहीं तो वो आप उनको कुछ बोलोगे तो वो कहेंगे हमें सब पता है, हम इतने सालों से काम कर रहे हैं, तुम तो कल पढ़ कर आए हो, तुम्हें क्या मालूम. But if you really know how to handle them, that's also a skill that you need to acquire. Okay. You will also have a lot of designers who are associated with us. They will come in class and then they will talk to you. They will share experiences. They will tell you what is required. They will tell you how this industry works. They will even tell you how to design. Very importantly, how to create a design, what thinking goes behind it, and what is selling, what is not selling. So they will come and talk to you out of experience. And all of the work that you do at college, you will always present it in a fashion week, be it a couture fashion week, be it in an Asian fashion week, designer fashion week, whatever. So you will be firsthand working backstage with models. You will walk the ramp with them. So there's a lot of experiential learning. That's what you need to understand. So be it whatever you want to become. You want to be a merchandiser, you want to be a QR specialist, you want to be a production manager, you want to be a fashion photographer, digital marketing person, whatever you would wish to become, you need to choose wisely. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. So do let me know if you have any queries. I will stop share and I'm back. Oh, so we have a Nisha Garg who's also switched on her camera. Good to see you. Tanuj went off to sleep. Tanuj? Okay, so you guys have any questions?
No, ma'am. I don't have any questions.
Wow. Either I'm too good or you're too good. I'll take it you're too good. You understand everything. Lovepreet, Ashita, you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No questions.
Not really.
So are you
Actually,
guys?
I'm very confused.
Hanji?
Actually, I'm very confused.
You are confused. Okay, let me help you in your confusion. Tell me, what are you so confused about?
Okay. So in my case, I am already graduate.
Okay. Okay.
एक साल हो गया and क्लास 12 के बाद मैंने ये ज्वाइन किया, ऐसे 3 साल में निकले. Alright. And now I'm working as a writer, freelancer writer.
Writer.
I have
Okay.
some books, which is exclusively contracted with e-books. All right. And this designing thing is, it was like मुझे करनी थी यार, शुरू से करनी थी, but उसके बाद तो कुछ इंटरेस्ट मतलब फैशन उसमें हुआ, ये लगा कि करना चाहिए, वहाँ किया. So I'm still confused, जब ये करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए.
Okay, so अगर आपने presentation देखा होगा ना बेटा, तो we also spoke about content writing. Okay, we also talked about so there's a lot of course there's a lot of dearth of people who would want, I mean there's a lot of requirement, I'll tell you that, for people who can write. So content writing is a major thing. So you know what influencers are, right? You know who influencers are? So there are people who call themselves fashion influencers. Okay. Now those are the kind of people who talk a lot about a certain design or a certain designer or certain collection. Okay. So it's like blogging and it's like vlogging. you get paid to do that also. Okay, so which means अगर आप कोई designer है, so let's say Rohit Bal है, okay, or anybody for that matter, let's say Nida Mahmood hai, so she's very high on things like, you know, wanting to get the name across. Now how do you get your name across is when people read about you. पहले जमाने में क्या होता था, हम लोग एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स देते थे, होर्डिंग्स लगाते थे, ये सब करते थे. अभी nobody even, I think 90% of people don't even get newspapers in the house anymore because everything is on the phone. And most of it comes on social media. And people are reaching to you because हम लोग अगर social media के through आपके पास पहुंच रहे हैं कुछ sales के लिए, so आपके Facebook पे भी आता है ना, बहुत सारे posts आते हैं, selling के भी posts आते हैं, those, you know, so there are Instagram पे भी people are selling. So what happens is influencers, vloggers, bloggers, so they start writing. Psychologically क्या होता है ना, अगर मैं उसके बारे में पढ़ती हूँ, the people are talking about it or writing about something, oh this, you know, this design, this particular person's design is very good, उनके fits बड़े अच्छे आ रहे हैं, see how I am, I'm getting so many compliments wearing their clothes, etc, etc, etc. So you are basically doing nothing but talking about it, writing about it. Okay, and the designers will pay you for it. So the more popular you become, the more followers you get, the more your work is read, the better you get paid. So even if you want to still stick on to becoming, you know, keep writing about things, so let's take it to a more specialized industry. क्योंकि कोई भी राइटर है ना, सॉरी डिजाइनर है ना, वो उसके पास इतना टाइम नहीं होता है कि वो बैठ के कुछ लिखेगा. तो उसको अपने वेबसाइट्स पे भी बहुत कुछ कंटेंट डालना है, उसको अपने इंस्टा पेजेस पे भी कंटेंट डालना है, उसको हर जगह पे, फेसबुक पे भी कंटेंट डालना है. तो वो कंटेंट कौन लिखेगा? So people who can write, but you can only write about something if you know the technicality of it.
No technicality.
Right? So I hope you're not confused any longer. Yeah?
Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Okay, Dipti ma'am, are you there? Dipti ma'am, are you there? No. Kanaya ji?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So are there any more questions from anybody, or should we just wrap it up for the day?
I think we should just wrap it up, ma'am.
Okay. Kanaya ji, is it okay? Everybody's taken care of?
Yes, ma'am. We can wrap it up.
All right, Ji. Okay, guys, it was lovely talking to you. Not that I can see a lot of you, but yes, one or two. Ashita, you have any questions, or you're sorted?
Sorted out.
You sorted? Okay. तुम बड़े intelligent लोग हो यार, तुम लोग. Very nice. Chalo, lovely seeing you guys. And the rest, whoever still wants to ask any question, you can get in touch with the team here, okay? All right, see you guys.
Bye, ma'am.